My name is Jundegwa, Mheshimiwa Jundegwa, Nairobi County Assembly.
Okay, can you tell us what's happening here today and where it is?
We are celebrating Starehe at 60. Starehe has been in existence for 60 years. And what we know about Starehe is that they have always given back to the community. Starehe has among its many traditions, is giving back to the community. So the old boys and the alumni decided to come together after doing a statistics to know and established that at least 2,000 renowned doctors have passed through Starehe. So they decided to do a medical camp and call the doctors who once studied at Starehe to come and give back and treat people of the different ailments. Here we are in Ziwani Health Center, and I think they chose Ziwani Health Center because it is in Starehe constituency where they are based. Nairobi County Assembly has a health committee. I happen to be a member of the health committee. We recently passed a bill that is in its second reading about the community health workers. We have come up with a stipend because you see, community health workers, most of them are volunteers, and in this volunteership they get nothing, and they are the first people who actually get to know if there's an outbreak. They are the nyumba kumi of the health sector. They get to know whether there's an outbreak, they get to know somebody who's ailing of cancer and what they need. They are the people who are the link between them and the closest dispensary. So as a committee, we had one of our members sponsor it, called Mheshimiwa Pius Mbono, to be able to get and calculate a stipend for these community health workers, so that at the end of the day, as they are doing this thing that is so passionate, it can also help them to feed their families. You get? So that is one of the things that we are doing as Nairobi County Assembly. We also cancelled licenses recently after the expose on the chemicals that are being used to preserve meat. We actually want to roll out in all supermarkets and butcheries that are selling meat our inspectors to go and be checking on a regular basis. We know that hasn't been done. It has been a challenge because we have very few inspectors, but that is something that we will see in the very near future. Yes.
Thank you very much. My name is Beatrice Elachi, the Speaker of Nairobi County. Today we are here to celebrate 60 years of Starehe Boys, and we are here for a free medical camp that has been organized by the alumni of Starehe. You know very well that so far we have 2,000 doctors in this country who went through Starehe. So this is one of the social programs that they come out with, and we've joined them as friends to participate, honorary friends of Starehe. And one of the things I know, that during the old days of Starehe, you remember as a Ziwa person, that Starehe used to do a lot of social programs to just be part of the community. And we are hoping through this, the young boys who are in school now will be able to learn to re-engage back with Ziwani and to make it their community where they can do a lot of social work, philanthropy work together. So that's why we are here today, and we have different medical departments that are giving some of the treatments. So we have a VCT area, we have cancer screening of cervical screening, we have ENT for the young children, we have dental care also going on. We also have women going through cervical cancer and men going through prostate cancer screening. And for me, the most important thing, I think, as a country is why can't we start preventive, you know? Because cure becomes very expensive, but I believe if we create awareness in terms of prevention, how do we eat, what is our well-being, why should we not engage so much in alcohol, and not just alcohol, but alcohol that we know is very harmful to our bodies will be very important. So I just wanted to thank Starehe Boys as they celebrate their 60 years for bringing this medical camp where they started their life, because this is where most of them learned their life. Well, I think under my docket for the years I've been, I have concentrated so much on children and women, and as a champion, especially seeing many women who have passed on because of cancer. One of the things that we normally do, and which we are going to do also in October, is we are going to have, through the Embrace movement, a thematic area of cancer, but in a preventive way. So we are still organizing it, and we will have indeed screening on that day. We will remember the late Joyce Laboso and many others who have passed on, who are survivors. But the most important thing also we do is to create that awareness. I know I pushed so much for cancer to be a disaster, but and then I'm not one person who believes it's just only the equipment. I think there's need of equipment, there's need of well-being, and there's need of a good package of a person who is suffering for cancer to have treatment. So the government has to put in. If it's NHIF, they need to be told how much, and we need competition also within NHIF. Let us have other companies or groups coming up with the same package of NHIF that can really take care of a Kenyan who is a Kenyan who cannot afford the private hospitals that we have.
So you as a woman, what message can you give other women in terms of giving them hope when it comes to cancer from a personal level?
From a personal level, I would say do not fear to be a champion, do not fear to be screened. Go and be screened. Cervical cancer it's cancer that can be deterred. We look in Rwanda, you find that today they have already achieved the 10-year-old immunization that girl will never have cancer. And I know many people wonder, how do women get cervical cancer? Cervical cancer is given by your partner. He's the carrier, but it never affects him, so it will affect you. That's why you're told every year, go and when you start early sex, you're so vulnerable that by the time you come to the age of 36 to 40, you're so vulnerable to cervical cancer. So also, when you're going for treatment, I know they will always ask you, when did you start? And you'll be shocked. But it's because they want to trace the history so that they know. So let us not ignore. Let us go, and let also our husbands allow us as women to go and be tested. It will save both of you, it will save the family.
My name is Millicent MCA Ziwani Kariako, and today we are very honored to have the alumni of Starehe Boys. They came to give us a medical clinic. We have different kind of doctors who I think went through Starehe and they've decided to give back to the society. And what a better way doing it in Ziwani, where is the host of the Starehe Boys. We are having dental, people are getting blood pressures and all kinds of treatments. And as you can see, the turnout is so big, and I think we're even more than the doctors. And I would just like to tell the Starehe alumni guys to keep it up. We as the county, as you can see, we are trying to improve our facilities. And if you look at this facility, it was before it was not good that much, but we've tried to improve it so that we can have people from outside come and help us in offering medical services. We are hoping to turn this into a dispensary, and it's a process, but we're just asking the Ziwani people to be patient, and we'll turn it into one of the best dispensaries in town. So far everybody's here, the community, pregnant women, kids, and the alumni and other political leaders. Will be having our MP join us. We are waiting for Pasaris. And we have our speaker, Bichize Lachi, who's also part of the organization that organized this. And I would like to say thank you very much.
My name is Kyle Chingo Mwendi. I'm currently a Lance Corporal in Starehe Boys Center, City 12 Division. And I'm representing the movement in this wonderful and glorious event. Currently, the event is aimed at Starehe at 60. We are turning 60 from 1959. So this is part of what Starehe gives, such that they're given, so they also give out. So this is by starting a free medical camp, just showing people that yes, even though we don't have, we're willing to share it with everyone. So as you can see here, these are the people who I'm in charge of. We are currently dealing with the registration and these minor things like blood donations. We are measuring the weight and the height, something like that.
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Tom Nyagako Bwocha. Nimekuja kwa ajili ya kutoa damu kwa sababu watu wengi wanahitaji damu katika hospitali zetu. Ninatoa himisho katika watu wetu wajitokeze, watoe damu ili watu wetu wapate, wala ambao ni wagonjwa wapate damu. Na tunapofanya hivyo tunasaidia mtu ambaye angekufa akiwa amekosa damu. Kwa hivyo ninahimiza watu wote wale ambao wako karibu hapa Ziwani na Starehe na hata Kenya nzima, katika mahospitali yetu tunapata kuna groups ambazo za damu ambazo hasipo, lakini tukijitolea tutasaidia Wakenya wenzangu. Asante. Ningesema shukrani kwanza kwao na wale ambao walipangilia hii mipango ili siku zingine waambie watu vile niliona matangazo wameweka kila mahali, ndio ilifanya nikakuja. Kwa hivyo ninawatia moyo nikisema asante kwao.
Okay, mimi naitwa Naomi, mzaliwa wa Ziwani, na leo being that kulikuwa na hizo free medical check-up, nikadecide kukuja at least to take advantage of this opportunity. So far nimeona mambo si ati zinaenda vibaya hivyo, lakini kenye ninge urge MCA wetu ni at least kliniki yetu wa improve vitu. Kwa sababu tunaweza kuwa na, siwezi sema tunaweza kuwa na kitu kama tukiwa na emergency yenye ina need facilities za juu, maybe naona inabidi tuende maybe hospitali kama Kenyatta, which is far. So unajua facilities kama hizo wangeza zileta hapo kwa clinic, ingesaidia watu wa mtaa, inaweza saidia watu wa mtaa. Hiyo tu. Naweza sema tu Starehe Boys, naweza washukuru sana na naweza waomba at least once in a while wakiwa wanafanya kitu kama hii, inaweza kuwa poa sana, at least once in a year or twice every year.
Mimi naitwa Nicholas Okiri, mzaliwa na mkaji wa Ziwani. In fact, this is the first time watu wa Starehe wamekuja initiative kama hii kusaidia watu wa mtaa. We call it giving back to the community. Ukiangalia vizuri hata watu prominent wa Ziwani wamesema hapo Starehe, tukiangalia Dr. Bwaka and the rest. Appreciate na tungetaka hii kitu ikuendelea kila mwaka na most of the times, na pia wakiweza ungana na local leadership to improve hii kliniki yetu kwa full dispensary yenye itakuwa poa zaidi. Juu ukiangalia mtaa zingine Maldaswa wamejaribu wameimprove area zao, lakini si wenyewe tuna lag behind, despite sisi ndio tunapeana some of the best professionals in this country, especially pande ya Medicare.
I'm Ivan Somondi, file number 14796, a member of Geturu House, and the celebration that is going on is concerning the Starehe at 60 event. This is an activity that has been organized by the All Starehean Society so that we can celebrate the Starehe at 60, which was celebrated a few months ago. It was a success, but we hope this will also be a success. Another thing we have is the reason as to why this was chosen the school chose it to be done in this place. It's because we saw that we have to do this and show it the Starehe way to the society for enabling Starehe to be established where it is. So that is majorly what the whole idea about this. Otherwise, that's all.
Kwa majina naitwa Danson Minge. Nimekuja kwa free check-up juu niko na shida ya macho. Nimeenda pale nimepata facilities nzuri. imetengenezwa, macho imekuwa poa. Nataka waendelee kuweka hii free check up, watu wanatengenezwa hadi kwa mitaa hivyo. Nimeshukuru.
My name is Sister Jane Soita, the director for Starehe Girls Center. We have come here for one purpose, to be part of this big event celebrating Starehe at 60. It has been a long journey, but a journey that's worthy celebrating. We are here to give back to the community that helped us to be part, to start Starehe Girls Center. As you remember, way back in the 1950s, the founders of Starehe Boys Center worked so well and so hard with the community around here. So in the celebration of this journey, the family of Starehe Boys, Starehe Girls Center, we thought it's worthy to come back home and give it back to the society. We are here to give free medical camp, counseling, and any support that the community may need. To me, the society should educate the young ones, especially those ones who are in primary school and secondary school, to go for an early screening. Once cancer is detected in early stages, it is easy, it can be controlled, it can be cured. But once you are actually gotten when it is at a later stage, it is a bit too late. So it is my hope that today we'll be able to screen as many people as possible.
I'm so grateful to Starehe Boys as part of your celebration for 60, right? Starehe Boys and Girls, okay? As part of their celebration, they're giving back to society. They've got doctors, some drawn from their alumni that have come together to have a medical camp. You know, I saw somebody on Twitter say, oh, I don't like doctors, I hate doctors. And I was actually supposed to respond to him, but I've been told to breathe and count to 30 before I respond on Twitter, because every time I respond on Twitter, I trend on the negative. But the thing is, our doctors, we do have some quacks, yes. We do have some people who are negligent. We've seen some social media posts running around of a little girl who was operated by a drunk doctor. I've just found out that that is not even a picture of a doctor in Kenya. You've got to remember that social media brings pictures of people, and some of them are doctored, some of them are real, and some of them are not even from our country. So before we can hate, let's just do what Jesus said we should do. Today is Saturday, it's a Sabbath day. We should actually love. You know, love. God is love. God wants us to look for the love in everything, not the negative and the horrid things. So I'm celebrating Starehe Girls and Boys. Mark? No.
Sumba, hi. He's
Yes.
the lead medic in this whole operation.
Fantastic.
Yes, Mark is just on his way.
Okay,
so give
fantastic.
him a few minutes. He just stepped out
Yeah.
shortly.
First of all, I want to say thank you so much. All right. The Women Reps Fund has very little money, and every time there's a medical camp that happens, I make sure I go so I can look, because I'm a member of the health committee.
Absolutely.
All right. And as Kenya, we're struggling. We're struggling with resources, and we know that when we say we're struggling with resources, Kenyans, having seen how much money is being lost on corruption, they get fatigued, right? But the thing is, this is our country. There's no other country. So whether it's a bad child, a bad country, we have to find a way to work together to get the solutions. And when I say work, I mean work together.
And how we perceive things, we will suffer, we will continue crying that Rwanda is moving. Rwanda is moving because they have a positive attitude in how they look at their small things. So the smaller even the little you bring, the late Wangare Maathai used to say the hummingbird. That hummingbird of Starehe Boys who have decided to come and hum as little as it is. But the most important thing, they will leave when a few lives have changed, and that is the most important thing. So for me, be the hummingbird that the late Wangare Maathai said. Do what you can at the space you have been given. So we just want to thank you, Daktari, and your team for the good work.
My name is Dr. Martin Osumba, and I represent a legion of medical doctors around the world who have made it possible to do what they do because of Starehe. And Starehe has made them who they are because of the community that we stand in. It's 60 years since Starehe was established in 1959, and not only have we seen an institutional transformation, we have seen a transformation of lives. People who have been able to come out and find hope, first of all, in themselves, and to, find hope in society. Society is always full of trouble and challenges, and those challenges are for men and women such as you and I to, resolve them. And that's what has inspired this. It's been 60 years of great partnerships. It's been 60 years of a welcoming and supportive community. It's been 60 years of over 14,000 Stareheans coming out into society. We stand here today looking at 60 years from today. What will this community look like? What will this alumni look like? What will the impact of Stareheans in society look like? But we stop very fast as Stareheans and consider the fact that it will not change without us establishing stronger partnerships going forward. Yeah. So this event is an event of partnerships. We want to celebrate as Stareheans the partnerships that have brought Starehe 60 years to this point. And we want to acknowledge that. Many times we think about institutional partnerships. We think about sponsors such as you who have taken girls through school, which are important, and we really appreciate that. But we forget communities that hold the whole establishment of an institution together. Yeah. So we really felt that as medics of Starehe, that we need to come back and give back to this society. As we stand here since morning until now, a lady has been identified with a suspicious lump in her breast. And we believe that out of this event, we will see her through a process where, she'll have a true fighting chance, whatever that lump is like. I've just referred an old man about 72 years of age. He's just had colon resection done last year. He's gone through prostate cancer screening in this camp today. We've picked up high levels of what we call the prostate surface antigen, an indicator that something may be going on inside his prostate. PSA. And PSA. And we are going to give him a chance, give him the proper referral he requires so that whatever it is can be established. My point being that you have mentioned Honorable Passaris, you have mentioned Madam MCA, that we must do some of these things, all of these things together. It has to be small additive efforts that coalesce to the Kenya that we all want collectively. So if we take a moment and walk through here, you will begin to understand how we have assembled it in a way that is not clinical only. We are thinking about health and this event from a preventive perspective, from a promotive perspective, from the curative perspective, but more importantly also from an empowering perspective. Two aspects of empowering that I want to talk to. Number one, there is blood donation going on here. There are many Kenyans who live by the day because of you and I being able to give blood, and that so that blood products can be developed for them that can keep them going. So we have a blood donation drive here, and I hope all of us will be able to sign up and donate blood. The second aspect is about ability to pay for health. Government is doing a great job with the programs that are running currently, but also let's not forget that our communities are able to organize themselves around pooling and prepaying for health. NHIF is a good vehicle, but you also have community initiatives that are going on, and you will be able to see how within this catchment area with localized enterprise, communities can be helped to organize themselves around ability to pay for future deterioration of health. So that's the theme of our event, and we really want to thank you all for the support we have received so far from media. We've received from the local leadership, from the national level to the ground. We have received from the County Department of Health. This could not have happened without that partnership. All right, so I really just want to thank all of you, and Starehe 60 years from now.
So what we have to do, I mean, from blood pressure, hypertension, which we know we have heightened depression in our country, to dental care, to eye care, to cervical cancer, pap smears, to PSA for the men. We always talk about cervical cancer, breast cancer, but we very rarely talk about prostate cancer. A lot of men need to go and have a test early enough, 40 years, so that they can actually manage their PSA. And it's just a blood test. Yeah, so we've gone round. I want to say thank you to all the partners that have partnered with Starehe at 60. We want to thank Starehe for thinking of this initiative. We want to thank the facility today, this health center, for actually letting its facility be used and opening it out to the public. The Mheshimiwas that have joined me today. What I want to say is, we have a lot of challenges when it comes to health, but prevention is better than cure. Early detection is everything in cancer. So many of the people who've been tested here have had their breast examined, cervical cancer, HPV. At the moment, the country is giving out the immunization for HPV. Please take your children under 10 years, make sure they get it. It's a 2-dose treatment. You have to have it once, and then after 6 months another, so you have to follow through and have the second injection as well. That will reduce cervical cancer in the future for that child, and for the burden for the country as well, and the government. But all in all, I think it's been a very fantastic event, well attended. We've seen a lot of children. I'm glad that they have a family planning unit. I always talk family planning, all right? I have 2 children, my maid has 7. We cannot have the number of children because of traditional taboos, like she needs to have a son. Every child is a child. So if you only have children according to your financial budget. You don't have children just to have children, because children are costly, and children need mothers who are able to work and look after the children, and also be emotionally and socially and economically able to provide for their child. So I'm so grateful to you, your partners, and also don't forget, you could have put this initiative and the Kenyans don't come. I'm a bit disappointed that NHIF was not included in this. NHIF should be here. I saw a private insurer. And this private insurer, it's good, it's a supplement in case you want, it's a complement in case you want added cover. But at the end of the day, they still hope that you get, in fact, when you buy their cover, they hope that you have an NHIF as well. So what we have to do is make sure that every medical camp that we have, NHIF is there. Right. And then we also have to look at data. Don't just have a medical camp, but let's have data. The people who are doing the eye testing, they said a lot of people require glasses. We've told them that they should find a mechanism to provide those glasses, but we will also look at other donors that have approached our office to do eye care for students. But all in all, I think it's been a fantastic Saturday, well spent. Yeah, happy Sabbath to everyone.
As coordinator of Starehe, what do you have to say kwa washimia wote wamekuja wamegrace? Just stand in front there, please. All these washimia have graced your occasion. What do you have to say, please?
Right, I think for me this is a demonstration of the love they have for their constituents. I mean, at the end of the day, it is the community that holds all of us together. And if we can, set up something such as this for the community and have the leadership join that effort, for us, we can only say thank you. It's a journey we've begun. I'm glad that you voiced it, like we have also thought about it, that we should think of how to do this over and over again, improve on it, bring in, other partners, right? Because out of such events, one life can be saved. And for us, it is that one life that's most important, all right? So let's keep doing it. Thank you so much.